Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, man. Look, so Kodak Black ended up getting the bomb, man. He worked out everything. So he's lucky. He's lucky his dad saved the day. Not a lot of rappers out there are going to speak on who their dad is and that, but Kodak Black's dad, his father, came and got the top-notch hip-hop lawyers. I'm talking. He called Jay Prince. He called Jay-Z. He even called how it went. Kodak Black dad, he heard the news. Yesterday he was eating brunch. He was at the Italian restaurant. They just got served the spaghetti and the lasagna. He was on the second course of the three-course meal. And he gets a call from Kodak's agent and manager. And he said, "Hey, they got Kodak. They got Kodak. We have to get him out immediately. He got caught up with some, you know, he had some things on him he wasn't supposed to have, and da 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 da. He was trying to, sneak into Rolling Loud with a bunch of stuff." And apparently, he explained the situation, and the lawyers was, he's like, "Okay, I gotta get my lawyers on this immediately." So he tells the lady at the restaurant, he gives her like $600. He says, "Here, keep the tip." The meal, they didn't even print the receipt out yet. He just laid money on the table and said, "It's an emergency, I gotta go." He hops in the car and he immediately goes to the lawyer's office because he had to call to make the connections. He went to his lawyer who's connected to the whole plethora, like a brokerage of lawyers, right? And he was like, "You got to find me the type of lawyer that's going to get me out of this predicament." So that's when they started calling Jay Prince, Jay-Z, everybody, and getting everything lined up so that they can free Kodak and at least get him a bond for this time. So that way in the morning, when the court situation happens, that they're ready with everything and that they might even be able to have the judge grant him some type of bond and be on release, at least from the crib at the minimum. And so they started making moves and everything, writing things down on paper. They had their printouts and everything. They showed up to the court. They told Kodak, "It's going to be okay. We have everything situated and strategically in line where when we tell him what we tell him, it's going to be able to get you out on bond." Because first of all, the first thing that the super lawyer said was that it was an unjust stop. They profiled Kodak to begin with for some reason because no way one of the witnesses said, the main witness said they was also riding by and they seen the trooper on a main local street. Why is he on a local road? And then when they saw Kodak car pull off, it's like it was already chit-chatting with some kind of team that was like literally following Kodak. And then as soon as he start merging onto the highway, that's when they pulled up and did the whole thing. But he was on the main street, and so this is technically it's an access road to the highway. So if the troopers over there, they have to be at least either helping for construction or some kind of traffic control. Like they had to be there to make sure the cones were put in the right place and make sure the cars go around, right? Except they weren't doing that. They were doing what a lot of people would consider a stakeout. And so that's why they can't just do that. They have to be, their job is to ride on the highways and make sure people aren't speeding and all that stuff. And they got him for the tints. Why would some high profile, like, we're not talking about a city cop or anything like that. We're talking about a trooper, not even a sheriff. So why would a trooper waste his time with the window tint stop if he's claiming he didn't know who it is and all that stuff? This guy had to have known it was Kodak and that they were watching him for some time, like throughout that whole day. They watched him long enough to know that if they stop him, they're going to get something out of it for some reason. So this is a big setup. This is a big setup. Somebody got Kodak in a jam, man. A lot of people are pointing fingers at Jack Boy. A lot of people are saying Jack Boy put the 12 and the feds on the Kodak. And that he knew people in his inner circle so that if somebody left something in his car, and one of his friends that he playing both sides left something in his car, and then they give a tip, and then Kodak gets watched, and then this happens. Man, this is crazy. Y'all gotta understand. This is free Kodak, man. Comment down below if you rocking with Kodak Black. Comment down below if you want justice for Kodak. It's free Kodak, man. They need to bond him out immediately. It's somewhere upwards of $325,000 to bond him out. This is big time, because this is not his first time getting in trouble. He's gotten in trouble before, man. You have to understand that. And these people knew it. The guys that set him up knew that Kodak has been in trouble before. So they tried to get him on something that's going to stick. And that's why Kodak Black father, Mr. Black, he came out and made a move to go ahead and attain the super lawyer. He paid the retainer so that they could get that bond. That $325K, they're only going to have to pay 10%. So that's $32,500. Do quick math, guys. $32,500 is what it's going to take to get Kodak out. And so while they're doing all that process, they did it all in less than a day's work, man. By the time y'all got off work, made dinner, went to sleep, and went back to work in the morning, they already had got everything in line for Kodak to be basically bonded, which is technically temporarily free until they go back to court. If anybody knows anything about how the world works and these laws work, is that when you get in trouble and you can get bonded out, right, you actually still need to go back to the court to complete the full process, the due process. And when the due process is complete, then a judge will do a final determination, and you could take this to a jury, a grand jury. You could fight it and appeal it all the way up to the Supreme Court if you really wanted to, if you got the bread for all that. And so that way, when it's all said and done, it's going to be guilty or not guilty. And there's going to be something that comes with the not guilty. And the not guilty will be the freedom, but the guilty will be years of this, fines, sitting down. So that's why the super lawyer that Kodak Black father hired, he's going to be able to try to get him out, because like I said, the stop was unjust. So he's going to explain everything that we just went over about how the tint rule, like why would the trooper be on a regular road and try to stop someone for tint? That is not actually part of his job. His job is to enforce the highways, the highway patrol. He's not patrolling the highways, patrolling a citizen's normal local street. And rule number 2 is that, how did he know that this was about to come about? Like, they had targeted him. And so for everything to be like that is no coincidence. Y'all got to understand, they can't just, it was unjust the way that they stopped him. And so they're going to explain that he should have never been able to pull the sirens and flip the lights on and make the noise, because first of all, he wasn't even like the trooper wasn't even investigating the streets. It was almost as if they were planning like a predetermined thing, man. And so you gotta look at the fact that they're gonna argue to be able to free Kodak at the situation, because they feel as if by what the witness described, it was actually an incorrect traffic stop. And if anybody knows how incorrect traffic stops goes, is that it's wrong, which means everything gets thrown out of the case, and this whole thing can get ended and dismissed at one time, at one instance. So that's exactly what they're going for, because the witness had already described it was an incorrect stop to begin with, and he can vouch for that. Then that means the super lawyer and Kodak Black father, Mr. Black, have found a way to free Kodak, and that's what is going to be what everybody's waiting for. So we're going to see that happen, and comment down below if you understand that and you're rocking with Kodak and you want the justice for Kodak and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So like this video and also share it. And if you're new to the channel, do all of the above, and make sure you tune in for the next video, because we're going to have a big update about everything that's been going on, and I'm going to see you then.